Hey everyone, today we're going to tackle a massive shift happening in business right now. We're talking about turning customer support from, just a cost center into an actual engine for growth. And we're going to lay out a really clear step-by-step plan on how to do it with AI.
So let's just start with the big question, right? Is your customer support a cost center or is it a growth engine? I mean, for decades, we've all just accepted that support is a necessary cost. But what if that's totally the wrong way to think about it? What if every single time a customer reaches out, it's actually an opportunity? That's the huge mindset shift we're getting into. Okay, so here's the reality for, let's be honest, most companies. Your support teams are just buried under a mountain of the same repetitive questions day in and day out. This leads to long waits, and you end up with unhappy customers. Now, the old way to fix this was just hire more people. But that doesn't solve the problem. It just makes it more expensive. The real solution is bringing in AI that works smarter, not harder, handling all that volume so your human experts can focus on what they do best.
All right, let's get into it. We're going to break this down into 3 stages: crawl, walk, and run. First up, crawl. And look, this is the most important part. It's all about building a solid foundation. You wouldn't build a house on shaky ground, right? Well, you can't build a smart AI on a pile of messy data. This is literally where we build the AI's brain. So this is why a knowledge-first approach is absolutely critical. The success of any of these AI tools, like Intercom's Fin, for example, it's not some magic black box. It's all about the quality of the data you feed it. Garbage in, garbage out, right? In fact, get this. If you just clean up your Help Center content before you even flip the switch on the AI, you could see resolution rates jump as high as 86%. Instantly.
And I absolutely love this analogy. Think about it. Training an AI on a messy, disorganized knowledge base is like asking a librarian to find a specific book in a library where all the books are just thrown in a giant pile on the floor. It's impossible. Your AI is going to be just as lost. It's never going to find the right answer. So how do you actually fix this? Well, it's probably easier than you think. You start with a simple content audit. Don't try to boil the ocean. Just grab your top 20, maybe 30 most popular help articles, and for each one, ask yourself these 4 questions. 1, does it focus on a single topic? 2, is the title a straightforward question? And 3, is it less than 1,000 words? Seriously, doing this little audit is the single biggest thing you can do to set your AI up for success.
Okay, so we've built the AI's brain on a solid foundation of clean, structured knowledge. That's the crawl phase. Now we're ready for stage 2, walk. This is where we actually put that brain to work. We're going to move beyond just spitting out answers and start actually managing and automating the entire conversation flow.
And the difference here is, it's night and day. You've got the old way, long wait times, people manually sorting and routing tickets, it's a mess. And then you have the new AI-powered workflow. Customers get answers instantly. Conversations get routed to the right person automatically, and your agents, they're finally free from the boring, repetitive stuff to focus on the complex problems where they can actually make a difference.
So, how do you build this? You basically create what you can think of as a digital receptionist. It's a really simple, logical workflow. A customer starts a chat. First, you let the AI have a go at it. If it solves the problem, awesome. The conversation closes. Done. If it can't, it doesn't just give up. It uses a few quick buttons to collect some basic info, and then boom, routes it to exactly the right human team. This is how you scale support without just hiring more and more people.
And this isn't just about making customers happy. This completely changes the game for your support agents. Think about it. An agent picks up a new chat. Instead of spending the first 3 minutes just scrolling up, trying to figure out what's going on, the AI hands them a perfect little summary. Something like, hey, John is having login issues on Chrome and he's already tried clearing his cache. Instantly, the agent knows what's up. They're not a history scroller anymore. They're a problem solver from second one. All right, so we've crawled by building that solid knowledge base. We've walked by automating our workflows. Now, it's time to run. And this is the really exciting part. This is where support stops being just support and becomes a proactive driver of actual business growth. So the key to unlocking this run stage is something called custom actions. And the way to think about this is brilliant. It's like giving your AI an API passport. See, normally, your AI is stuck in its own country, your help center. It only knows what's in there. But a custom action is like a secure passport that lets it travel to another system. Say, your Shopify store. Grab one very specific piece of information, like, where's my order? And bring it right back to the customer, instantly. And this is where things get really strategic. Once your AI can talk to other systems, it's not just a support bot anymore. Just imagine, you put this bot on your pricing page. A visitor shows up. The bot can ask a few questions, figure out their company size, their role, and if they look like a hot lead, it can qualify them and book a demo with your sales team right then and there. That's not support anymore. That's a sales machine.
And it's not just about sales. Every single one of these conversations is a goldmine of data. You can start tagging things, analyzing customer sentiment, and spotting trends. Are a ton of people complaining about the same bug? Is everyone asking for the same new feature? Suddenly, your support inbox isn't just a list of problems. It's product gold. You can hand these data-driven insights straight to your product team.
And this isn't just theory. There's a great example of a company that started digging into their conversation data. They found that almost a quarter of their support chats were just people confused about how to navigate their mobile app. So what did they do? They used that specific feedback to redesign the user interface. The result? A 68% drop in those support tickets. I mean, that is a huge, huge impact.
Okay, this brings us to the part everyone cares about, the payoff. We've done all this work, but how do we prove it was worth it? This is all about measuring the real-world business impact and, calculating that all-important return on investment.
To prove the value, you have to track the right numbers. And it's got to be a mix. You need efficiency metrics like ticket deflection rate. That's basically how many tickets the AI handles all by itself. But you also need experience metrics like customer satisfaction or CSAT to make sure people are actually happy with the answers. You need both to tell the whole story.
Now, when it comes to saving money, ticket deflection is the big one. And what we're seeing is that businesses who do this right are getting a deflection rate somewhere between 40 and 70%. Think about that. That means up to 70% of all your incoming questions could be answered without a human ever getting involved.
So what does that actually mean in dollars and cents? Well, for a decent-sized support team, that kind of deflection can easily translate into $150,000 to $300,000 in savings every single year. Now, when you can walk into a meeting and put a number like that on the table, suddenly everyone starts listening.
Let's look at a really practical example of the ROI. Okay, say you spend $10,000 a year on the AI platform. Not bad. But through ticket deflection, you save $50,000 in agent costs. Plus, because your customers are happier, you gain an extra $20,000 in customer lifetime value. You add all that up, and you're looking at a 6x return on your investment. In the first year, that's a no-brainer.
So there you have it. That's the entire journey. We started with crawl, getting that knowledge foundation right. Then we moved to walk, building that automated digital receptionist. And finally, we got to run, where support actually starts driving sales and making the product better. Crawl, walk, run.
And I just want to leave you with this one last question to think about. This whole thing isn't about replacing people. It's about making them better. So ask yourself this. If an AI could take care of, say, 60% of all the simple, repetitive stuff, what amazing, high-value, creative problems could your human experts finally have the time to solve? That is where the real magic happens.